This is AV SuperFriends Perspectives, a collection of interviews, discussions, and presentations from conferences, trade shows, and events that just don't fit either of the other two shows. Some are long, some are short, but they'll all have valuable insights, useful information, or just good conversation with thought leaders and subject matter experts. And now, the AV SuperFriends.
And we're back at Northwest Met 2025, and we're at the Sennheiser booth with Jack Ewer. Jack, I'm looking at what seems to be a ceiling microphone, but it's not the microphone I'm used to seeing from Sennheiser. It doesn't look like my typical TCC2. What am I looking at here? What's going on?
This is the latest version, the TCC M,
okay,
which is a slightly smaller coverage space than the TCC2. The TCC2 covers about 800 to 900 square feet, and the TCC M covers about 600 square feet.
Okay.
15 microphone capsules compared to 28 microphone capsules in the TCC2.
Because that TCC2 picks up everything and more.
It does.
It can hear people thinking in the next room over.
That's
so
right.
I think this one might be a little more targeted to maybe some of those smaller, like the conference room spaces, maybe not the full classroom, but it probably could do a full classroom. What do you think, like the size, you mentioned like space-wise, but give me a visual. What do you think is like the real sweet spot? Like conference room, boardroom, is that really what this feels like?
Conference room, boardroom, any learning areas as well, labs, medical simulations.
Okay.
It fits nicely in all those spaces. It's an automatic and dynamic beamforming technology, so the setup is really easy, and it takes a lot less time than some of the other microphones that are out there. The uniqueness of, I'm sorry.
Oh, I was going to say, and honestly, I'm a big fan of not hearing what the people in the back of the classroom have to say anyway.
Yeah.
So this might be our classroom solution.
But it's a little bit different, and because I'll be the first one to admit, I use TCC2s in a very odd way. I actually leverage that analog out on those a lot more so than I do the Dante out.
Right.
Because it fits in and scales into my DSP right away. I don't have to do any like massive changes if I don't have Dante there. It works really well. I like it as a really smart endpoint in the ceiling, and I leverage that analog out, which some people may think that's blasphemous, but hey, that's fine. It works, and it sounds real good, really fast.
Yes.
This one's a little bit different. It has a different connection set. You want to kind of walk through kind of how this may differ from the traditional TCC2 from a connectivity standpoint.
Yeah, originally, 10, 12 years ago when we came out with the TCC 1, IT managers wanted PoE and control on a separate input. So we had an audio and a PoE and control. The security and safety of IT these days make it so that with the TCC M we have just a single Dante input.
Right.
We do have dual Dante ports, so I can daisy chain as many as 3 of these in a larger room.
Okay.
Even though I've got 3 in the chain, the control cockpit software will recognize all 3 of those microphones individually.
Okay, so you can kind of manage them individually, set up their lobes kind of independently and run that, but the cockpit will kind of see them.
No lobes on these guys. We do a little bit differently in that other microphones are interested in where the noise is coming from in the room and have to do the presets. With the TCC M and the TCC2, it's automatic. So we are more interested in what not to pick up.
Right, so you're doing exclusion zones.
Exactly.
That's right.
Software
I
has
misspoke
priority
with the lobes.
and exclusion.
Sorry.
No, it's okay. It's okay. It gets confusing.
It's an inverse flavor, and that's how we use them. We use it, and the visual is you see your blue sphere of where your thing is in. You pick your sections of noise that you want to exclude from that, and you can then use that in the telemetry, that data, and kind of use that to program against if you wanted to. But I've had a lot of success just out of the box with the series of microphones. I feel like this is a good new addition to this line. And right now I'm looking at a different skin. I remember the M when I first saw it some time ago, but this one, why I stopped by, I was like, this looks like a different ceiling tile kit that I'm looking at.
Right. We just released the latest 2x2 tile that is really easy to just simply pull the raw microphone out of its round form and insert that, and it takes about 2 minutes to install those.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Well, all right, and then we have a couple sound bars we're looking at here, some Sennheiser sound bars.
Yes.
Right.
These are the first sound bars to actually have Dante, as well as 2 HDMI ports and also USB A and C, so I can add a PZT, an additional PZT camera to the situation. Same beamforming technology as we have in the TCCs.
Okay.
And it also operates with the control cockpit.
Excellent. So it shows up. Is it in the same philosophy, kind of exclusion zones and things like that, or
exactly?
Okay,
Yeah.
excellent.
Nice.
So in the cockpit, you'll see that the three-dimensional look of the ceiling microphones, but with the bars, you're going to see just more of a pie chart, right? It's
Right.
going to just
It's gonna be more
pieces
directional.
of pie,
Right.
But it still
Right.
does have the exclusion zones as well as the priority zone.
All right. Well, Jack, awesome. Thank you for kind of going over these things. If people want to get a hold of you, is there a way they can reach out to you if they want to learn more information at Sennheiser?
Absolutely. Jack.Ewer, E-W-E-R, at Sennheiser.com.
Awesome. Well, thanks for having us and letting us talk about
My
this
pleasure,
little
Mark. Yeah, absolutely.
box of widgets you got here. Thank you.
Thank you.
Well, that wraps up another episode of AV SuperFriends Perspectives. If you have a perspective to share, you can contact us with questions, topic ideas, or general complaints at mailbag@avsuperfriends.com.
Nice work, everyone. Sharp broadcast. Really good. Everyone on the floor as well. Really a lot of hustle. I liked it.
The opinions expressed by the AV SuperFriends are solely those of the individuals and do not represent their respective institutions, organizations, companies, or clients.